Hello students, today in this session we will discuss oxidation reactions in carbonyl compounds. Carbonyl compounds upon oxidation leads to the formation of acids. Oxidation means lower organic compound changes to higher organic compound. That is, carbonyl compounds upon oxidation definitely will give acids. Oxidation, lower functional group oxidized to higher. Reduction, higher functional group reduced to lower. What is the product of the oxidation of carbonyl compounds? Definitely acids. After carbonyl compounds, the next compounds are carboxylic acids. That is, oxidation of carbonyl compounds leads to the formation of acids. At first, oxidation of aldehydes. Carbonyl compounds may be aldehydes or ketones. Students, aldehydes are easily oxidized under normal conditions using either acidified potassium dichromate, acidified potassium permanganate, or dilute HNO3 as oxidizing agent. They are readily oxidized using acidified potassium dichromate solution as the oxidizing agent to give acid having same carbon as in the aldehyde. Ethanol will oxidize and it will give ethanoic acid CH3COH. That's oxidizing agent. Its function is to supply nascent oxygen. Aldehydes are readily oxidized. They are easily oxidized because it is clear. In aldehydes, the carbonyl carbon CH3CHO, it is in link with hydrogen on one end. When it will happen? When we treat it with normal oxidizing agent at room temperature, it will changes to CH3COH. Due to the presence of hydrogen atom on one side of carbonyl group, it is easy to oxidize it to OH. That is, the product is CH3COH. Benzaldehyde, it is aromatic aldehyde. When we treat it with acidified potassium dichromate, the product will be benzoic acid. Aldehydes are oxidized to acid having same carbon as in aldehyde. C6H5COH. Convert benzaldehyde to benzoic acid. You proceed directly. But if we have to convert benzoic acid to benzaldehyde, then at first you have to add PCl5. You got acid halide, then go for Rosenmund's reduction reaction. Definitely you got benzaldehyde. Benzaldehyde to benzoic acid we have done. It is assignment, convert benzoic acid to benzaldehyde. I give you the hint. At first add PCl5, then add H2 in the presence of PD plus BaSO4, that is Rosenmund's reduction reaction. Aldehydes, normal oxidation, ethanol, ethanoic acid, propanol, propanoic acid, benzaldehyde, benzoic acid. But students, oxidation of ketones does not proceed under normal conditions. They are oxidized under drastic conditions using concentrated HNO3 as oxidizing agent. It is dimethyl ketone. If we treat it with acidified potassium dichromate solution, it cannot oxidize ketone. Ketones are oxidized under drastic conditions at high temperature. Students, at elevated temperature, there will be the breakage of bond between carbonyl carbon and alpha carbon in case of ketones. Breakage of bond takes place between carbonyl carbon and alpha carbon. Definitely the product is acid because carbonyl compound upon oxidation give acids. That is enough, I clear it. But when ketones are oxidized to acid, the acid will have less carbon as in the given ketone. Because there is the lysis of bond between carbonyl carbon and alpha carbon. What is the product, students? When lysis of bond takes place, two carbon atoms are left on the left end and one on the right end. It means two carbon will form ethanoic acid and one carbon compound will form formic acid. The product is acid, HCOH. Next, it is ethyl methyl ketone. Oxidized under normal condition? No, they are oxidized under drastic conditions using concentrated HNO3 at elevated temperature. At elevated temperature, there is a breakage of bond between carbonyl carbon and alpha carbon. But students, please notice it is symmetrical ketone. You can break from either end. If you break from this end, again you got methanoic acid and ethanoic acid. But it is unsymmetrical ketones. In case of unsymmetrical ketones, the breakage of carbonyl carbon and alpha carbon bond takes place from that alkyl side having more number of carbon atoms. Definitely in this case it will break from this side. It is according to Popoff's rule. Popoff's rule, during the oxidation of unsymmetrical ketones, keto group stays with smaller alkyl group. When we oxidize unsymmetrical ketone, we apply Popoff's rule. That is, it will stay with smaller alkyl group. Keto group will stay with smaller alkyl group. Means breakage takes place. Breakage between carbonyl carbon and alpha carbon. It is carbonyl carbon, it is alpha carbon. Carbonyl carbon, alpha carbon takes place from that side containing more number of carbon atoms. So that keto group stay with smaller alkyl group. Students, in this case, breakage takes place from this end. This end contain 2 carbon and right end again contain 2 carbon. The product is ethanoic acid and ethanoic acid. CH3COH. I hope the concept is clear. Let's ketone में भी CH3, CH2, CO, CH2, CH3. It is clear it is symmetrical ketone, diethyl ketone. We will oxidize by using concentrated HNO3. At elevated temperature, breakage of carbonyl carbon and alpha carbon bond takes place. It is symmetrical ketone. You may break from any end. 2 carbon ethanoic acid, 3 carbon propanoic acid. If you broke from this end, again 2 carbon ethanoic acid and 3 carbons propanoic acid. What you got? CH3COH plus CH3CH2COH. But if it is unsymmetrical ketone, just like methyl ethyl ketone, breakage takes place from that side of the alkyl group having more carbon atom. Means it will stay with smaller alkyl group. We have to break from this end. Ethanoic acid plus ethanoic acid. If we broke from this end, methanoic acid and propanoic acid, that is wrong. Describe Popoff's rule with suitable example, then give the example of ethyl methyl ketone. After this, that's for your assignment. Complete this. Concentrated HNO3 heat. It is aldehyde. Aldehyde is oxidized under normal condition, even dilute HNO3. In aldehyde, there is not the breakage of carbonyl carbon and alpha carbon bond. They are easily oxidized to acid having same carbon as in aldehyde. If it is propanol, definitely the product is propanoic acid. If we oxidize CH3, CH2, 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 CHO, pentanol, it is pentane, 3-on, it is pentanol. Ketones and aldehyde. Ketones are oxidized under drastic condition, aldehydes under normal condition. We use dilute HNO3 or we may use acidified potassium dichromate solution. But will happen in ketones, carbonyl carbon is in link with the hydrogen atom on one end, that is CHO will changes to COH. We got pentanoic acid. It is aldehyde, it is ketone. If acid has same carbon as in the carbonyl compound, definitely it is aldehyde. If acid have less carbon after oxidation as in carbonyl compound, then it will be ketone. Because in ketones there is the lysis of carbonyl carbon and alpha carbon bond. But in aldehyde there is normal oxidation. Ethanol will form ethanoic acid, propanol will form propanoic acid. Starting carbonyl compound and acid both have same carbon. It means it is aldehyde. Starting carbonyl compound and acid, they have different carbon. That is, acid have less carbon that in the starting carbonyl compound. Then it is ketone. Please write, add in your knowledge. That's the oxidation reactions, aldehyde and ketones. Aldehydes are easily oxidized under normal conditions. Ketones are oxidized under drastic conditions using concentrated HNO3 at high temperature. And there is a breakage of bond between carbonyl carbon and alpha carbon. After this, students, next is chemistry of Tollens reagent and chemistry of Fehling solution. Chemistry of Tollens reagent test. At first, you must know what is Tollens reagent. Tollens reagent, it is an ammoniacal solution of silver nitrate. ammoniacal solution of silver nitrate obtained by adding ammonium hydroxide in excess to silver nitrate solution. When we add ammonium hydroxide in excess to silver nitrate solution, we got this complex compound. It is called Tollens reagent. Ammoniacal solution of silver nitrate. What is the formula of Tollens reagent? AgNH3 twice OH. Students, it is weak oxidizing agent. It is used to distinguish aldehyde and ketones. Used to distinguish aldehyde and ketones. When we heat ketones with Tollens reagent being weak oxidizing agent, cannot oxidize ketones, what will happen? No reaction. With ketones, what will happen? No reaction. But when we heat aldehyde with Tollens reagent, aldehyde upon heating, it will reduce silver ion to metallic silver. These are two carbonyl compounds. Please look here. One is aldehyde and second is ketone. We add Tollens reagent in these two test tubes. What is Tollens reagent? Ammoniacal solution of silver nitrate. AgNH3 twice OH. We call it Tollens reagent. And then we heat the test tubes. Upon heating, aldehyde will reduce silver ion to silver. And when silver ion is reduced to metallic silver, a shining mirror of silver is obtained in the inner side of the test tube. So we call it silver mirror test. A shining mirror of silver is obtained in the inner side of the test tube. But with ketone, what will happen? No reaction. It is weak oxidizing agent, oxidize aldehyde to acid, but has no action with ketones. What is oxidizing agent? Which oxidize the other substance, but itself is reduced. Itself is reduced, that is, it will reduce from silver ion to metallic silver. And due to this, the shining surface of silver is obtained on the inner side of the test tube. So we also call it silver mirror test. Give chemistry of silver mirror test. Give chemical equation of aldehyde with Tollens reagent. Please try to understand. That's the chemistry of Tollens reagent. When we treat aldehyde with Tollens reagent, it is weak oxidizing agent, will oxidize aldehyde to acid. RCHO. Aldehydes are oxidized to acid with same carbon, we know. It will form RCOH. Now what will happen? Oxidizing agent oxidize the other, but itself is reduced. Silver ion will reduce to metallic silver, that is changes to Ag. It is coordination complex, retain its identity in solid state as well as in aqueous solution under normal condition. But upon heating, metal ion will separate and ligands will separate. Ag will separate and ammonia, which is ligand in it, will separate. The anion part is hydroxide, oxygen undergo reduction, the product is water. There is a product. Due to metallic silver, the shining surface is obtained, we call it silver mirror test. That's the chemistry of Tollens reagent test. Weak oxidizing agent oxidize aldehyde to acid and itself is reduced. Silver ion will reduce to metallic silver, separate ammonia, plus oxygen will reduce to give water. If we have to balance, we can easily balance. No need to balance, but if you have to balance, you can easily balance. 4NH3, now it is balance. 2H2O, water, oxygen and 2 acid. Next do the same. Complete this reaction. Chemistry of Tollens reagent, ethanol plus Tollens reagent. Do the reaction. It will oxidize ethanol to ethanoic acid. Separate matter, separate ligand, oxygen undergo reduction to give water, right at the bottom of the silver mirror. So we call it silver mirror test. Students, we have discussed the terms Tollens reagent and Fehling solution in biomolecules. In which topic? Reducing and non-reducing sugar. What are reducing sugar? Which reduce Tollens reagent and Fehling solution? We have mentioned the example glucose, because in glucose there is aldehyde group. What are non-reducing sugar which cannot reduce Tollens reagent and Fehling solution? We have mentioned the example sucrose. Next is chemistry of Fehling solution test. At first, what is Fehling solution? It is deep blue solution. Fehling solution is deep blue solution obtained by mixing phthalate A and phthalate B. What is tolerance reagent? Your answer is ammoniacal solution of silver nitrate. By adding excess of ammonium hydroxide to silver nitrate, it is tolerance reagent. Now what is phthalate solution? Deep blue solution obtained by mixing phthalate A and phthalate B. Phthalate A contain copper sulfate. You know copper sulfate salts are blue. That's the reason its color is blue. And phthalate B contain alkali, that is NaOH. Phthalate A and phthalate B. Phthalate A contain sodium copper sulfate solution and phthalate B contain sodium hydroxide solution having some crystals of Rochelli salt. Containing some crystals of Rochelli salt. What is Rochelli salt? Sodium potassium tartrate. C4H4O6KNa. It is called Rochelli salt. Chemistry of tolerance reagent. We have done chemistry of phthalate solution. Phthalate A, phthalate B. Phthalate A contain copper sulfate and phthalate B contain sodium hydroxide solution having some Rochelli salt. Now give chemistry of tolerance reagent test after chemistry of phthalate solution test. So hence chemistry of phthalate solution, it is ionic equation. What will happen? From phthalate A, cation part will participate. It is clear what is cation part in phthalate A? Copper 2 ion. And from phthalate B vice versa, anion part will participate. What is anion part in phthalate B? OH negative. That's the reason RCHO, aldehyde, these are the ions of phthalate solution. Right? At bottom, phthalate solution. From phthalate A, cation part, that is copper 2 ions, and from phthalate B, anion part, that is hydroxide ions participate. Chemistry of phthalate solution. Again, weak oxidizing agent can oxidize aldehyde to acid upon heating. Again, we have two test tubes. Test tube A, test tube B, we add phthalate solution. If there is no action, it is ketone. If orange red PPT is obtained, it is aldehyde. Orange red PPT of cuprous oxide is obtained when we treat carbonyl compound, that is aldehyde, with phthalate solution. Please look here. What will happen? It is weak oxidizing agent, oxidize aldehyde to ketone. Itself is reduced. When it will reduce, it will changes from copper 2 to copper 1, that is from cuprous oxide. You know what is the oxidation state of copper in cuprous oxide? 2x minus 2 equal to 0, x equal to plus 1. Itself is reduced. Due to this, what will happen? That is carbonyl compound ketone. When we add phthalate solution, there will be no action. If we add phthalate solution to ketone, no action. If we add phthalate solution to aldehyde, orange red PPT is obtained. Orange red PPT is of cuprous oxide, Cu2O. That's the chemistry. That is in ionic form. What will happen when we treat aldehyde with carbonyl compound? Orange red PPT of cuprous oxide is formed, Cu2O, cuprous oxide, orange red PPT. Oxidizing agent, oxidize the other, but itself is reduced. Now we have to balance how many coppers? 2. Students, what is the total charge on it? Plus 4 minus 1 plus 3. It is neutral. We have to balance the charge. Now what will we do? It will oxidize aldehyde to acid. But we write it in ionic form, that we write carboxylate ion, not carboxylic acid. If you write carboxylic acid, then it is again right. But to balance the charge, it is absolutely right. RCO negative. Aldehyde is oxidized to acid, but we mention it in ionic form. What is the net charge on it? Minus 1. It means there should be also minus 1 charge on reactant side. Minus 1 is possible. Plus 4, I mention it 5 times. Plus 4 and minus 1, it is minus 1. Means you are right. Rest is oxygen. Oxygen undergo reduction. The product is only water. How many oxygen atoms are there? 5 and 1. 6. 1, 2, 3 and 3 water. 6. That's the balance equation. No difficulty. Give chemistry of phthalate solution test. Treat carbonyl compound either ethanol or RCHO with phthalate solution ions, copper ions, Cu2 positive and hydroxide ions. Then write RCO negative plus cuprous oxide plus water. Please do it. Ethanol same. CH3CO negative plus Cu2O plus water. And then mention their stoichiometry. So it is clear charge is also balanced. Now give one test to distinguish aldehyde and ketone. You can do either chemistry of tolerance reagent or you can do chemistry of phthalate solution. When we treat it with ketone, no action. When we treat it with aldehyde, a shining mirror of silver is obtained. After this, next is students haloform reaction. It is again important reaction. Leads to a formation of haloform. The name indicates haloform reaction. You know what is the formula of haloform? CHX3. Chloroform CHCl3. Iodoform CHI3. You are familiar with these terms. What is the formula of iodoform? CHI3. Why we call it haloform reaction? Because upon treating carbonyl compound with halogen in alkali, we got haloform CHX3. But there is some essential condition given by only those carbonyl compounds which contain methyl group adjacent to carbonyl group. If there is methyl group adjacent to carbonyl carbon atom, haloform reaction is possible, otherwise it is not possible. Haloform reaction, oxidation of methyl ketones with sodium hypohalite. Sodium hypohalite NaOX obtained by dissolving alkali in halogen. What we got? NaOX plus Hi. Haloform reaction, oxidation of methyl ketones with sodium hypohalite. It is given by only those carbonyl compounds which contain methyl group adjacent to carbonyl carbon atom. What will happen? You can write either I2/NaOH or treat with NaOI. It leads to the formation of iodoform. Halogen is iodine. Definitely iodoform will be formed, but only if carbonyl carbon is in direct link with methyl group. If methyl group is adjacent to carbonyl carbon, haloform reaction is possible. It is possible in all these, maybe aliphatic or aromatic, because there is methyl group adjacent to carbonyl carbon. When we treat carbonyl compound with sodium hypohalite, if it has a methyl group, leads to a formation of iodoform CHI3. Yellow PPT of iodoform is obtained. It is again oxidation of carbonyl compound. It will form iodoform. It will oxidize to HCOONA. HCOONA, that is sodium formate plus NaOH. If we have to balance 3 iodine 3 times CHI3 HCONA 3 sodium, it means 2 NaOH. 2 and 1 3 valence. It is haloform reaction, but given by only those carbonyl compounds having methyl group adjacent to carbonyl carbon atom. What will happen, students, in it? That is again for your assignment. Try to do. It has methyl group adjacent to carbonyl carbon, maybe aliphatic or aromatic ketone. We treat it with sodium hypohalite NaOI. What will happen? It has methyl group, leads to a formation of yellow PPT of iodoform. It will form the yellow PPT of iodoform. The rest will undergo oxidation. That's the reason I write oxidation of methyl ketone with sodium hypohalite. When it undergo oxidation, what is left? C6H5CO. It will gain from this ONA plus C6H5COO plus NaOH. If you have to balance, it is balance form. Students, it is again haloform reaction. Please look here. Either treat it with NaOI or you can write on the arrow I2/NaOH. Since it has methyl group adjacent to carbonyl carbon atom, definitely what will happen? Yellow PPT of iodoform is formed plus CH3CH2COONA. Now if we treat this ketone, diethyl ketone, what will happen? No reaction, because carbonyl carbon is in not direct link with methyl group. Methyl group is not adjacent to carbonyl carbon. It will not happen. That's the condition for haloform reaction. Carbonyl compound. In carbonyl compound, the carbonyl carbon must be in direct link with methyl group. That's the reason we write oxidation of methyl ketone with sodium hypohalite. If methyl group is adjacent to carbonyl carbon, it will form iodoform and it will oxidize to CH3CH2CONA, sodium salt of propanoic acid. After this, students, that's for your assignment. Write short notes on Clemenson's reduction reaction and Cannizaro's reaction. We have done Clemenson's complete reduction, alkane, Cannizaro's, given by the carbonyl compounds having no alpha hydrogen in concentrated alkali. It is disproportionation reaction, self-oxidation and self-reduction. Give one chemical test to distinguish propanol and propanone. You can give Tollens reagent test. Propanone no action, propanone. Shining mirror of silver is obtained. Propane 2 on, propane 3 on. Iodoform test with propane 2 on. It will give iodoform test because carbonyl carbon is in link with methyl group in which no action. Haloform reaction is called iodoform reaction, iodoform test, because iodoform is formed as the product. Next, complete these reactions. I am giving you some hints. It is acetone, dimethyl ketone, propanone. It is Clemenson's reduction. Complete reduction, we got alkane, I2/NaOH. It is iodoform test. It has methyl group. It will form iodoform CHI3 plus CH3CONA. Grignard reagent, and then add water in dilute acid. It is ketone, already has 2 methyl group, one attached from RMGX. R, it will definitely give 3 degree alcohol. And last, dilute NaOH. Students, carbonyl compound with dilute NaOH having alpha hydrogen, it is aldol condensation. And aldol upon heating in acidic medium, that is water is eliminated as byproduct, give alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compound. Do up to this. Thank you.